Hi, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. I'm going to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video talking about the recent announcement. We have a trailer for the next Dragon Ball Z game. It is called Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. Okay, so I'll put the link in the description to the first trailer for the game. And yes, I know I don't usually do video game videos. However, sometimes I see a video game that really catches my attention. And obviously a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. Always have been. Always liked the Dragon Ball Z fighting games. Now, they're not all good. We pretty much get one a year. And every few years, one comes along that's really good. Most of the others usually are just add-ons to the previous, adding on more characters or different things like that. Maybe improving the graphics, making it look a little better, doing different things like that, the engine and those types of things. This one, though, is quite a bit different than a lot of the others. It reminds me of an old school Dragon Ball Z game called Dragon Ball Z Legends, which was for PlayStation 1, and ever since then, we haven't had a game like that in the Dragon Ball Z game franchise, video game franchise, aside from maybe some handheld versions. But in terms of the heavy consoles, your PlayStation 3, your Xbox 360, PlayStation Vita, or even PlayStation 2 or regular Xbox, we haven't had a Dragon Ball Z game where you can choose up to 4 characters, like a team, and fight. Or you can have a 8-player online free-for-all like you can in this game and basically beat the snot out of each other and have 8 different people playing and essentially killing each other. It sort of reminds me of a mod for Dragon Ball Z for Quake 3 back in the day called Bid for Power. This was a really cool mod. Basically, it was like a roaming, essentially first-person shooter that they had modded into a multiplayer battle arena with Dragon Ball Z characters where you could fly around and you could fight and have 16 people playing at once on different computers over the internet and fighting against each other. Obviously, though, that was a mod, so almost hardly anybody played it. It was really hard to set up, and there was a lot of complications with different hardware and things like that. And you had to have Quake, so a lot of people just never touched that, or you don't even know what it is, what Bid for Power was, even though it was really awesome. Probably the best, I want to say one of the best Dragon Ball Z games ever made, even though it was just a mod, because you had that open battle where you could have 10 different characters all fighting at once, fighting different, killing each other off, transforming into Super Saiyan or whatever, and blasting each other from a distance and aiming. They were really cool stuff. So hopefully this game, from the looks of the trailer, looks like it's going to be something like that. So it does look really cool. I also like the being able to choose 4 characters in a single player and play through. That's a lot of fun because, to me, Dragon Ball Z feels like essentially a team fighting show. A lot of times it'll come down to Goku versus whoever, Goku versus Vegeta, or one person versus one-on-one, Gohan versus Cell, Frieza versus Goku. These types of things. It comes down to that. But so much of the series is team fighting. You have all the Z fighters, and they're going up against Cell and the Cell Juniors, or all the Z fighters going up against the Ginyu Force, or at least a good portion of them. These types of things where you have a lot of characters involved, not just one-on-one. So it feels more natural to me that that's more like Dragon Ball Z, and that intrigues me as a gamer. I am excited to check out the game and hear some more details about it as we get closer to the release. Should be before Christmas this year. Sometime around then, if they can get it out and everything. The only fears I have about the game, really at this point from the trailer, we've only seen the Saiyan Saga and what looks like the Frieza Saga and the Saiyan Saga. There's been clips with Frieza in them, and the Saiyan Saga, every character from the Saiyan Saga. But we haven't seen anything about Cell, and we haven't seen anything about Buu. So my fear is that because they're updating all these things and they're adding on these new, 8-player free-for-all battle, the game may only have characters up to the Cell Saga, or not even the Cell Saga. That would destroy the game for me. If you could only play up all those characters up to the end of the Frieza Saga, and Cell wasn't in it, or Buu wasn't in it, or all the androids aren't in it, or any of the forms past then, like you'll have Like they've said already that yes, you're going to have Goku and you're going to have his new God mode from the movie, Super Saiyan God mode from Battle of the Gods, which is cool. You know, that's awesome. I love to hear that. But in terms of the trailer, it really did seem like it might be limited. Like we might not go past the end of Frieza. And if that's the case, the game is incomplete. You see what I'm saying? Meaning that if they release it like that without Cell and all of that other stuff past then in Dragon Ball Z, I don't care about GT, but all the stuff in Dragon Ball Z after Frieza, then the game is incomplete, and you may even just want to wait until the next year until they just take the same game and add in all the characters, which I fear that might be what they're doing. Because, I mean, a lot of the games have been like that. The first time they change the engine or they update things, or they, like the first version for PS3, I forget which one it was called. Let's see here. Not Raging Blast, before Raging Blast. Burst Limit. The first Burst Limit only went up to, it didn't include Boo. Did it include Cell? I forget. But it only went to like that certain, you know, point in the series. And that's an incomplete game to me. Now they do it so that they can release it now and then release another one the next year or 2 years later and just add in all those characters. If they do that with this, though, I may have to hold off and say, okay, I'll just wait another year or two until they add in all those great characters from the other sagas before buying it or anything of the sort. However, I think they're on the right track here. I really like the multiplayer free-for-all. That sounds like that would be awesome to play and check out. And if you guys don't know, you haven't seen the trailer yet, please click the link in the description. Go ahead and check it out if you're interested in Dragon Ball Z and gaming. I think you might be interested in the game. Battle of Z, it does look good. It does look good. I'll be keeping an eye open. If you guys hear any more news about it or anything, please feel free to private message me as we get closer to the release date so I can find out the answer to my question on whether or not I'll be getting it. Are we getting every character through the series for Dragon Ball Z pretty much? Like, are we getting a full roster? Or are we getting a splinter portion of our big three? Frieza, Cell, Boo. Are we just getting Frieza and that's it? That for me is make it or break it whether or not I'll be getting it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the game. Please feel free to write in the comments below and do video responses if you like. I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.